What's up, Upstanders? Dr. O here, and a recent video has come out of former Vice President Kamala Harris speaking at an event. And in the event, she's basically talking about how people have capitulated, the press, universities, so on and so forth, have given in. People are, running around a lot of fear and so on and so forth. And then at one point, she kind of caught herself and basically, and said, I wasn't going to say I told you so, and then everybody went out, flipped out, clapping, applause, cheers, and all of that. And I want to know your thoughts. Was it wrong for her to say that? Do you feel like it's kind of a low blow? I know that there's some people out there saying that given that people are struggling, she shouldn't have said that. She had more consideration. For any of y'all wondering what my thoughts are, look, I talk a lot about the importance of finding common ground in uncommon times, the importance of being upstander, not bystander. But I also talk about the importance of being honest and being real about who you are and what you try to do. And the fact of the matter is, Vice President Harris, as it relates to her loyalty to the office of the presidency, she ran a perfect campaign, including being at the inauguration, including being with Vance and Usha in the car, and doing all of the protocol things that she had to do so that people can say she wasn't some type of sore loser. But now Vice President Harris is free. She's a private citizen. She signed up, with CAA, Creative Arts Agency, CAA. She can do her thing and say whatever she wants. And the fact of the matter is, as Roland Martin says, hashtag we try to tell y'all, I don't think it's fair for people to feel like we can move forward as a country without acknowledging the wrong and acknowledging that there was a real alternative that could have had us in a better position. And I'll be very honest with y'all. I am not there with a lot of people or these pundits and all these guys out there who are basically saying, look at all these guys who voted on the economy and now they're just disappointed. I am still of the fact that these people didn't vote for Trump because of his economic plans. They didn't. Many of these, I can't speak for every single voter, of course, but many of these guys did not want to vote for a black woman. And that's a narrative that's been lost in the media, but it's not lost with me, damn it. And I'm going to keep saying that because it is true. It is very true. And why do I keep saying that? Because every other Republican, for lots of reasons, obviously the misogyny and racism that Donald Trump ran on, but every other Republican candidate had a better economic plan for Republican mindsets than Donald Trump did. Donald Trump was saying tariffs will help people pay for daycare. All of those other guys, DeSantis, Christie, Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, all of those Republicans had actual real plans, whether you like the plans or not. They had actual plans and they didn't win. Okay? Many people wanted the bombast and they wanted the celebrity and all of that. But the idea of I'm going to protect white manhood and cisgendered white Christian men, even though he's not he's the farthest thing from a Christian. A lot of people wanted that, including many in the Latino community, in terms of Latino men. Like that, we can't let that go. And America, once again, is in denial. It's in denial about what happened because just like with the Civil War and reparations that were given to people from the South, and the fact that Confederates weren't put in jail could still be office and put up Confederate statues, and how we kind of satiate a little bit the traitors. Still got military bases named after them. Hegseth was like, oh yeah, Fort Bragg is back. Try to be slick about it. Like, our inability as a country to really reckon with our racial history and our sexist history is the main reason, in my opinion, it was no damn eggs, is the main opinion that Vice President Harris is not the president. And so as far as I'm concerned, what was the Kendrick Perkins I heard first say this, stay petty so you don't have to get petty. Vice President Harris is not a petty person. But she's real, and every time she talks and she kind of brings her head back and she's like that, she's like, y'all know I'm right. And that's why she came out and said it, because she was just like, she's like, she just came out and said it. She had every right to say that. She could say whatever, leave it. And anybody who's out there saying it's undignified, it's beneath her, come on, look at what your boy Vance is saying. Look at what your boy Trump is saying. Look at what Mike Johnson and all of these guys are saying and doing that you're saying nothing about. So, Vice President Harris, do your thing. You got no constraints. They're trying to take over your husband's law firm, and all of the others. Keep going. Keep going hard. We all know that you are a great public servant of the people. And even when you said that, you weren't even saying I told you so and like y'all are a bunch of idiots, y'all are a bunch of fools. She was just like, yo, it was predicted and here we are. And as the late great Joe Madison said, now what are you going to do about it? That's what it really came. That's how I took what she was saying. And I didn't hear the rest of the speech before the snippets that was provided. That's how I took it. So hey, do you, Vice President, do your thing. And America needs to reckon with who it is. And it has yet to do that. And everybody wants to talk economy and eggs and all of that. But nah, some of us ain't with that because it ain't true. That's real talk. What do y'all think? Let a brother know. And if you're new to the videos, subscribe and let people know. And shout out to my brother Eddie Moore from the Got Privilege Conference from the Privilege Institute. Check out privilegeinstitute.com. We go deeper in these conversations at that conference and more. But Vice President Harris, do your thing. You are free, private citizen. I don't care how much money you make in. It's your business. Live your life. Live your life. Peace out.